الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, I'm going to share with you few few tips in preparation to learning Arabic, or you already started. It can be challenging, it can be overwhelming, but inshallah, taking few steps and keeping them as your routine will help you, inshallah, along the way. So let's start. So when it comes to learning Arabic, try to stay organized. Through the years, some of my sisters or younger sisters or children, when they learn reading or writing and then they don't have it all together in one place, it's really a struggle. They don't know where their notes are every time, and they lose the paper they write in, or they lose the book they write in, or there is no pencil at the time close to the computer. But if you keep everything in one of these, you can, inshallah, maybe already have them in the house. It doesn't have to be plastic, it can be any material that you keep in it, your book that you're going to write in every time, your pencils and eraser, sharpener, your colors, because maybe you need to highlight something or rewrite in different colors, because that helps you helps your brain accept the learning when it's colorful. So keep all that in one place and open it during the class and use it. Put your sticky notes, put your construction paper, scissors, anything you need in that place. And after the class, put it all together, close it, and put it away. So you know every time Arabic material all together is in one place. So inshallah, that will be very, very helpful. And if you think about it throughout the years, maybe you picked up learning Arabic from this class, from that class, and then the notes were lost, and then the material were lost, and you didn't know where it was. Because it's not something you do every day. You don't speak it every day, you don't relate to it every day. So it's easy to get it's easy to get in a place that you don't find it. So if you keep everything together, inshallah, that will be helpful for you. Second tip is regarding where are you going to write? What kind of paper? All kinds are okay. If you choose lined paper, is okay, but my advice to you when you start writing, that you write in big letters. So for example, if we chose to write letter ba, maybe you know letter ba, really write in big letters, even bigger than that, because the bigger the letter is, the more fun you have, space you have, you practice the muscle memory in your hand, in your brain. So it doesn't matter if you have it lined. Having it lined will be helpful, but it is not a constraint. Each one of us learn in a different way, so you see what suits you the best. As well, if you have a paper like this, like the math paper, can be helpful, again, if you think like that. If it's easy for you to pick it like that, it can be easy when you draw, for example, letters like ha, for example, and you know where it starts and when it finishes, you see, or del, when you know how to draw it, or ra. So you look at a square every time and you place your letter there. It's just a method. You don't think that you have to have that. Again, if it's helpful for you, then do have it. If not, then use the paper you have at home. It will be okay. And again, if it's not lined in any way, it's still okay as well, because it gives you the idea, give your brain the idea of a free space. So you can draw to your heart's content, you can draw sideways, you can draw straight your letter, your ba, your qaf, and so on. You can make it big, you can make it small, you can repeat because the lines as well constrain a little bit. So see which method, which way works with you the best, but you need to have a kind of paper and a comfortable pencil or pen that you're happy to write with in order to get that starting. Why writing is important when you learn Arabic? Because it helps you remember the letters and relate to them. Something else important when it comes to learning the Arabic is to give it time. And that time shouldn't be long. For example, if you're free always before Dhuhr prayer, then set your alarm 10 minutes before you pray that you're going to sit and work on the Arabic. After the prayer, if you know you're free, then do it that time. Only 10 minutes to look through your material, to review your letter, to write your homework. But if you do it every day, that's 10 minutes every day. That's already more than an hour a week, which is really, really good for an extra language you learn, and an important language, because if you learn it to read Quran or to read Hadith, like we're going to see in a second, what is the purpose of you? For you to learn it, that is going to be encouraging for you. So 10 minutes will build up. Really set your timer, open up your material, practice, hear your audio or video if there is any, write down the letter, say it, and close your material and put it away. But like that, you did your practice. Next point is to try and always have your new words or letters in front of you on a notice board, because that will help you remember them and read them often. So if you learned a new word, try to practice and try to have it on your notice board in front of you and read it every time you see it. When they become few words, few letters, do that. So like this, you're building your mental memory and visual memory of the letters as well. So this letter that it's not the first time you see today, is called letter Pa. Pa is one of the letters that maybe as an English speaker, you're not familiar with it, especially when it gets different sounds like Pa, Ti, Tu. So I put it here as an example for two reasons. First, for you to hear it at least once or twice today. And for another reason, it's one of the letters Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in one of the surahs that you spell it out like that. Surah Taha, when you read the first verse, is actually letter Ta together with letter Ha. It's written like this in the Quran. Ta, Ha. So by learning these two letters, you see, you learn two letters, you already can read a word or a verse or few letters from the Quran directly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored this language, that by learning Ta, it's already in the Quran and you can read spelled out like that. Ta and the letter Ha. Ta, Ha is the beginning line in Surah Taha. So I hope that was clear and I hope that was helpful. Two more things I want to share with you before I go. Remember and learn that every effort you put previous in learning the language, or you're about to put in learning the language, it's not going to be wasted in any way. So if you had effort before to learn few words from the Arabic or few letters from the Arabic, even if it didn't work out, it's still there. It wasn't wasted. What is the proof to that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, just finding the verse. He said, Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati inna la nudi'u ajra man ahsana amala. Indeed, we Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaking, in the royal form, he's saying, indeed we don't waste, don't go and lost the pay of who أحسن عملا, did well, worked well, made his deed beautiful, made his deed good. You can see it here in the translation, those who do best indeed. We don't, here the translation is we don't deny. Another translation, we do not waste the reward of those who did good. We don't waste the reward of him who does well or fair, beautiful deeds. And learning the Arabic for sure is one of the most important deeds. And if you do it beautifully and if you do it well, your reward is not going to be lost or in vain. So you have a reward every time you attempt to learn qaf and kaf and you struggle with it. There is a reward for that. It's important that you do that. You get a reward for that and it builds up because it's not going to be wasted. So that's good news for those of you that tried before and maybe forgot, tried before and found challenging. That challenge now will pay off when you start learning again. Age, don't worry about age. Don't worry about memory. If you practice little by little, one step at a time, inshallah, you can make it. And the last thing I want to speak about, and maybe you tell me it's obvious, should be the first thing you spoke about, which is why are you doing this? Why would you put effort to read and pronounce and say and speak Arabic in the best way? It's a language Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to reveal his most beautiful words. He said, Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyan. Arabiyan can mean in Arabic language, Arabiyan or Arabiyan means clear, because this language has a lot of clarity to convey Allah's message to humanity. To read or say or pronounce or speak Arabic so you can learn after reading the Quran as well. You can read the Prophet ﷺ's hadiths. When Muhammad ﷺ say, Al-kalimatu at-tayyibatu sadaqa, the kind word or the beautiful word or the good word is like an act of sadaqah, act of charity, and you can actually see that and say it and pronounce it correctly. So find your why, because it's going to stay there to motivate you when it gets challenging. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you to which is best, make it easier for you, reward you for every time you sit to pick it up and learn it. Take few tips, organize your notes, organize your papers, do your practice, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may He subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us, Ameen, and make it easier for you to say it, to read it, to speak it, and to read the Quran with it. Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan, and inshallah see you in class. Assalamu alaikum.